Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Opulence channel. Today we are going to talk about billionaire boss Sam Zell, the largest real estate owner in the US. Let's get right into it.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wait.
When Sam Zell takes time out of his hectic schedule to close his eyes and reflect on his 80 years on this planet, it's difficult to imagine him having many regrets. He is one of the top 500 billionaires in the United States, with a net worth of $6 billion. He is widely regarded as the forefather of modern real estate investment trusts in the United States. And one of the companies he chairs, Equity Residential, controls up to 80,000 residential apartments units in the country. He was once the country's largest office property owner, thanks to Equity Office, which he founded and sold to Blackstone Group for $39 billion in 2007. After an intriguing bidding war with Vornado Realty Trusts. Sam Zell is a real estate godfather in America and an iconic figure in business and entrepreneurship. However, when Sam Zell looks back on his 80 years on this planet, he will remember that he could have just as easily not existed if his parents had delayed a critical decision by a couple of hours. Sam Zell may be known as the grave dancer due to his opportunistic business style, but he could have easily never had the opportunity to dance on these skeletons of other people's mistakes. On August 23, 1939, just before World War II broke out, German Foreign Minister and Soviet Foreign Minister intended to sign a historic non-aggression pact that would protect Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union while also allowing Adolf Hitler to invade Poland. Churchill and Barak Zielonka were well aware that their native Poland was no longer safe for them, especially since they were Jews. Hitler's troops were closing in fast and the time to flee the country was running out. The young couple boarded one of the last trains leaving their hometown. The same train track would be bombed by German soldiers hours later, condemning those behind to unspeakable horrors. 2 years later, Churchill and Barak Zielonka moved to Chicago, Illinois, where Shmuel Zielonka was born in September 1941. The couple's names were changed to Bernard and Rochelle Zell, and Shmuel Zell became known as Samuel Zell. So how does a son of Polish immigrants have a lasting legacy in the country where his parents sought refuge decades ago? It's an enthralling story of perfect timing, risky decisions, and an almost psychic gift of foresight. And this is the story of Sam Zell's rise to fame. It was almost unavoidable that Sam Zell would go into business and succeed. He witnessed his father build a successful jewelry business within 12 years of arriving in America. Bernard Zell was able to relocate his family to Highland Park, Illinois, thanks to the profits from his business. It was undoubtedly influenced by Sam's early interest in buying and selling. He began by reselling Playboy magazines to his friends who had limited access to them. He shared, "He paid me $3 for something, I paid 50 cents, and P.S. I got to read it first. And maybe for the first time in my life, I really understood supply and demand." That day, young Sam learned an important lesson, but it wasn't until his undergraduate days in the 1960s that he was able to put the supply and demand lessons he learned from flipping Playboys into action. The majority of Sam Zell's $6 billion came from his unusually keen eye for business opportunities. So when a real estate developer opened a 15-unit student apartment building near the University of Michigan, where he was studying, it made sense for him to jump in, despite having no experience. He made a daring pitch for the position of apartment manager and was hired. His audacity would have certainly helped, as would his simple payment request of free room and board. But what he had over everyone else who applied was a foolproof plan for remodeling the apartments to the students' very specific tastes. It worked flawlessly, and the apartment building quickly became a popular hangout for students. The same real estate developer acquired 2 more apartment buildings and handed them over without hesitation to Sam to manage, this time in exchange for a sizable commission. He was ready to advance from property manager to apartment owner by the time he enrolled at the University of Michigan Law School. He found new success, and by the time he graduated from law school in 1966, he had amassed a yearly income of $150,000. When adjusted for inflation, that would be worth $1.3 million today. And Sam Zell was so pleased with himself that he left his 4-year-old law practice to focus on real estate. He prioritized securing apartment buildings in areas where colleges were opening across the country, and he replicated his student recruitment strategy. The plan worked flawlessly, and by his late 20s, Sam was on his way to becoming a millionaire. He founded his first real estate company in 1968, backed by wealthy investors who recognized his abilities and went bigger than ever before. By the mid-1970s, Sam had amassed hundreds of millions of dollars in residential and commercial real estate in the United States. The real estate market was thriving and everyone wanted a piece of it. This had the disadvantage of oversaturation. But that shouldn't be a problem for Sam Zell, who had established himself as a major player in the field, right? However, Sam Zell, who was always one step ahead of the game, had seen something that others had missed. A huge opportunity looming. As a result, he stunned the industry. He ceased all property purchases. To the rest of the world, it appeared to be a stupid and arrogant move. But to Sam, it was the one move that would earn him the wealth and power he desired. He just needed to find the right moment to play his trump card. The opportunity arrived in 1974. Few predicted and even fewer prepared for the 1974 stock market and real estate crash. Sam was one of the few exceptions. As the financial crisis took its toll, it created a massive pool of foreclosed real estate properties. He was perfectly positioned to pounce. He went on a shopping spree and purchased several residential and commercial properties at bargain prices. Sam had begun to reap the benefits of his strategic thinking by the time the market recovered in the first quarter of 1975. He had broadened his horizons at the most advantageous time. So by the 1980s, his company was consistently generating 9-figure annual revenue. Samuel was confident that he had the real estate market under control. The time had come to try something a little different. It was time for him to live up to his moniker, the Grave Dancer. As far as Sam was concerned, the corporate takeover business was a natural progression. Why couldn't he do the same if he'd made a fortune turning around distressed real estate properties? The potential profit margins were much higher with companies on the verge of bankruptcy, and he certainly had the capital to invest, so what's the harm? He said in 1983, "If we've been as successful in real estate as we've been, aren't we really just good businessmen? And if we're good businessmen, why wouldn't the same principles that apply to real estate apply to buying anything else?" He bought smaller businesses to put his theories and ideas into practice. So when the opportunity to buy Intel Corporation arose in 1985, Sam jumped at it. As CEO and chairman of Intel Corporation, Sam Zell was able to turn the company's fortunes around and make it profitable again. Many years have passed since that massive transaction, but Sam Zell has remained a major figure in real estate investment and the financial world in general. He did not suffer a significant loss as a result of his botched acquisition of Tribune Company in 2008. However, his holdings in equity residential Covanta Holdings Group and a number of other companies keep him in the 3 comma club. Samuel not only makes a lot of money, but he also gives a lot of it away. He also makes significant contributions to several arts and business education programs in the United States. He's still fighting today, and there is no turning back. He's currently worth $5 billion. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on any future content we'll produce for you guys. We're signing off now, but we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.